structure and added some stabilizing blocks so she wouldn't tip again. Erected a platform, and they raised a flag on her every morning and took it down at sunset every night. There are two, if you lean over, when you're out in the viewing room on this side, you can lean over and look up on Ford Island. There's a couple plaques also that were erected to the Arizona. And then eventually, they were able to get the funding for this, and it was completed and dedicated in 1962. The man that designed it, it's an interesting story. His name was Alfred Price. He was Austrian, and he had come to the United States escaping Nazism. We think he may have been Jewish. And he came to Hawaii, and this is before the United States had entered the war. When we finally entered the European theater, he was put in a camp. He was interned because he was German. After the war, he became a citizen. He was an architect, and he was awarded the design of this memorial. I guess he designed quite a few buildings in Honolulu and a lot of the houses, I'm told. He designed the memorial, the shape. Have you noticed it's shaped like this? Look at your ticket. You can't tell from inside here, but if you look at your ticket, it's quite concave with the roof. And that was initially because of the way the support worked out. But when people kept asking him, how come the roof is shaped like that? And somebody said, you know, it's like victory on either side and defeat in the middle. And he liked that. He thought, you know, that sounds good. Think of it as the morale of the United States before the war was up, and then when Pearl Harbor was bombed, it sank, and then when we won, the morale went up again. The first room you came into is called the flag room, and that was initially where the Arizona Bell was, but it impeded the flow of people, so they moved the bell to the visitor center. They put flags in there. The flags on this side are the state flags. There were battleships all lined up right along here called Battleship Row, and they were all named after states, and those are the states. And then on the other side are the service flags. This long room is called the viewing room. There's 21 windows in there. There is absolutely no significance to the 21. Just worked out that way, he said. And this room is called the shrine room. And behind me is a list of all the men that died on the Arizona that morning. There were 1,400 men on the ship at the time. She was bombed up here in the forward section, and you saw the movie and how powerful the explosion was. There was over 1 million pounds of ammunition where the bomb hit. She exploded, came up out of the water, and crashed down. She sank in 9 minutes and burned for 2.5 days. Most of the men, 1,177, died instantly from the explosion. I want you to look at the list and notice it's not in rank order, is it? It's alphabetical. The highest ranking officer was an admiral. His name is Kidd, 2-star admiral. And the commanding officer is Van Valkenburg. He was a captain. Now take a close look. Just go up a couple of 2 or 3 of the rows and notice how many similar last names there are. Quite a few, right? The main reason for that is there was 38 sets of brothers and a father and son serving on the ship. The father and son died and 23 sets of the brothers. This is also significant. Take a look. It's not just a bunch of openings or windows. There's a trunk and branches. It's called the Tree of Life. Mr. Price designed that too. This list over here, there's 33 names on this list. These are 33 of the Arizona survivors that have asked to be buried on the ship. They started allowing that in 1982. An urn of ashes is brought here by the family, and after a memorial service, that urn is taken down by divers, set in a slot, and it slides in the ship. The last one was May of 2010, but I understand we've got a couple coming up pretty quick. There are 19 Arizona survivors alive today that we are aware of, okay? If you've got questions, I'll be out in the viewing room. You can see the oil over on this side, and I'll try and answer whatever questions you have out there.